La 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 la, wait till I give my money right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascend. I have Curve It Baby up on the screen. CRV. This is the 1 week price chart. As you can notice, guys, we got a nice little Wyckoff schematic going on here. I have put out videos on this in the past. Today we're going to be looking for Altseason Waves 3, 4, and 5. So with that being said, we're talking about how this was like a 1, 2, 3, 4 comes back down on top of 1, and right now we're waiting on a fifth wave, and of that fifth wave we've had a 1 right now, working on 2, and still looking for 3, 4, and 5. So what we want to figure out is where are 3, 4, and 5 going. It does look like wave 2 is kind of still in progress there on that subwave, but we're going to take the measurement from there anyway, and we'll talk about where it looks like we're going. So guys, for CRV, I mean, this is a pretty clean Wyckoff, man. Like, you have your selling climax down here, your automatic rally, secondary test pushes up into one more high. So I drew the lines here, the automatic rally line right there, and I drew that top just above it right there. That's where the sign of strength, that's where the sign of strength phase typically builds, is right up there at that level. So you see the secondary test in phase B didn't quite take out the selling climax in this scenario, but we did have this spring. It came down, took that out, just like here, took that out, and right in here, just kind of testing that level, right? Came up a little bit, creating some little tops in here, some little mounds, and then we're waiting on that area right now. So waiting for that to explode up. And the next move, guys, takes us above that automatic rally and up into that high there, going back to our December 2021 high. So for me, my primary target's going to be right up there at that level, just shy of like $7. Okay. Before I dig into waves 3, 4, and 5 here, or 3 and 4 here, real quick, guys, join the Quantum Circle. Entries, exits, strategy, emotional and mental clarity in 2 daily macro videos. Link to that is in the bio. But guys, last night I put out a video for my team on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I said, hey, we got one more low here on Bitcoin, and it looks like we're going to be clear. Sure enough, that happened within a couple hours, and we did bounce. So the group over there is knowing ahead of time where these things are going. Seriously, check it out. Invest in yourself. All right. Now, waves 3, 4, and 5. Obviously, we're using Elliott Waves, and we're looking at this schematic, but there's other ways that we can do it as well. Let's take a look. I'm going to draw down this last range here, this 3rd to 4th that we just completed. Where does that take us out? A full extension of this takes us up to the automatic rally point right there at like $4.50. All right, that's crazy confluence up there. So for me, we're going to say that 463 is our conservative price level, but I do think it's going to exceed that, right, based on the schematic and also across the board right now. I mean, this is a $1 billion token at the time of recording. Across the board, we're looking at like 10x's. Well, that's about an 8.5, 9x to get us back up to that high where we typically build the sign of strength. So right in line with the rest of the market getting up there. Down here, that'd be a little bit lower at 5.8. But we'll wait and see. This third wave is going to tell us a lot more about what's going on. And so let's zoom in a little bit here. I can show you guys. Right here, this is another subwave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let's make that orange. We have those orange subwaves of this green first wave subwave, right? And right now we're talking about looking for green subwaves 3, 4, and 5 for the macro blue fifth. That's, guys, we're like right there. We're humming along. And CRV off the bottom, like, this has been a pretty nice bounce. Yeah, 230% of 3.3x got us up into these ladder retracements before we settled down. So really typical price movement here. We are getting into an interesting area where we could see this thing start to bounce. It could even come all the way down here to 65 cents before doing so. But for the time being, I mean, as long as these highs and these lows are staying, we're in a we're in a good spot here for CRV. So where are we going on wave 3? Typically what we're going to look for is to take out that last local high on that move and at minimum back test it, right? So you could see something like this here, where we take that up to the 1618, come back to back test that high, and then go off into our blow off. Now, the thing is, unless this thing keeps dropping, that third wave looks a little shallow. So I'm not sure that that's really going to be what what we're looking like here. So let's draw on this first subway, see if there's any confluence up in that area. Not a whole lot. I mean, a full extension of this range would get us up here to like 243, where then we could come back test. That looks a little bit more in line. It would give us a full extension of that range. One other thing I want to look at here is let's go waves 3 to 4. So we haven't closed this range out yet. This 3 to 4 sub wave range, but that gets us up to that 16182, right? So we do have a little confluence up there. I guess for the time being, we'll go ahead and say that's really close to a $2 level too. So for the time being, we're going to say that that's what makes the most sense. And again, we'll have to adjust as we get going here. Let's see if we do this too. I'm going to take this whole first subwave. I'm going to do, what's a full extension of that? A full extension of that subwave gets us up here around like $4, and we do see some confluence. That makes a lot more sense to me on this move right now, especially with how big that first subwave was at like 3x, right? So in that situation, I'm going to tell you that we got to be careful here at the $2 range, but you can make an argument that this goes up to $4, more in line with other price movement. But then this third to fourth wave, typically we're looking at like 35 to 50% pullback. So 50% would come back and test that 168 right at $2, a nice round number. That's how that would make sense for me for this thing to move there. Obviously, we'll catch some resistance up in that area, but I like the round $4, $2 numbers, and then right up just shy of $7. So in this scenario, let's see what we're looking at. Wave 1, 230%. If this is the bottom of wave 2, wave 3 would be 412%, and then wave 5, wow, beautiful, 250%. So the reason I love that is waves 1 and 5 and impulsive moves are typically close to the same length. In this scenario, they're like 10% off, and that gives third wave the longest here. So using fibs, Elliott Waves, Wyckoff, like there's so many different ways right now that we found this level up here. Okay, so we do want to be careful up here on this full extension around 460, but I do think we'll get a little bit more juice than that, with that only being like a 6x. So this is how we're looking, guys. Run up to just shy of $4, drop back down to around $2, and then we ride off into glory for 676. And that's how we're looking here for curve, guys. And again, if we get up there quicker, we'll come back to the wave count, right? We're trying to plan this weeks, months ahead of time. All right, so if this thing does extend, awesome. Let's talk about it. We'll dive back in. But for the time being, this is your roadmap for CRV. Like I said, guys, join the Quantum Circle, real-time trades, portfolio access, 2 macro videos a day, a Discord channel, and I teach you how to do TA. Just like me, link to that in the bio. If not, just super appreciative you guys are here. If you could follow, like, repost. I want to get this out to as many people as I can before it's too late. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. I'll see you in a little bit.